Namaste from Bharat. The world is witnessing an exceptional period of turmoil, as it is structural inequities and uneven development have imposed burdens on the global south. But stresses have been aggravated by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the repercussions of ongoing conflicts, tensions, and disputes. As a result, socio-economic gains of recent years have been rolled back, resources for sustainable development are severely challenged, and many countries really struggle to make ends meet. Navigating the future appears even more daunting today. Now, our resources may be limited, but let me say, India has always had a large heart, and that is why, still being a developing country, we have undertaken more than 600 development projects in 78 nations across various continents. For that very reason, even while we were in the midst of taking care of our own, we supplied vaccines to 99 nations and medicines to 150 during the COVID pandemic. When we advocate the interests of the global south, it is for a reason that only a member of that fraternity can appreciate. Doing the right thing is also doing the smart thing. Issues which deserve global attention got a fair hearing. More than that, the deliberations produce outcomes that have great significance for the international community. Mr. President, it was also noteworthy that at India's initiative, the African Union was admitted as a permanent member of the G20. By doing so, we gave voice to an entire continent which has long been its due. This significant step in reform should inspire the United Nations, a much older organization, to also make the Security Council contemporary. Broad representation is, after all, a prerequisite for both effectiveness and credibility. The outcomes of the New Delhi G20 summit will surely resonate for years ahead. Among them is an action plan for sustainable development goals, a crucial need of the day. Equally important are the high principles of lifestyle for environment, and the Green Development Pact, as they shape our approach to our planet's future. The transformative role of digital public infrastructure has also finally been recognized as the salience of women-led development in building an inclusive and progressive society. The reform of international financial institutions has been given due weight, as has the resolution of debt vulnerabilities. Friends, the New Delhi G20 outcomes are expressed both as larger policies and as specific initiatives. They could be about building cities for tomorrow, or fighting corruption, eliminating hunger, or delivering quality education, ending plastic pollution, or preserving the ocean-based economy. It is visible in the rapid growth of the Quad, a mechanism today so relevant to the Indo-Pacific. It is equally apparent in the expansion of the BRICS grouping of independent-minded nations, or in fact, the emergence of the I2U2 combination. Recently, we hosted the creation of the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC. The forging of the Global Biofuels Alliance was another notable development. This willingness to work in an open-minded manner on specific domains is now a defining characteristic of the emerging multipolar order. All nations pursue their national interests. We, in India, have never seen that as being in contradiction with global good. When we aspire to be a leading power, this is not for self-aggrandizement, but to take on greater responsibility and make more contributions. The goals we have set for ourselves will make us different from all those whose rise preceded ours. India demonstrated this during the COVID through the Vaccine Maitri initiative. Our endeavors, like the International Solar Alliance and the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, have gathered wide support. Our espousing of the International Year of Millets is enhancing global food security today. We have built development partnerships with 78 nations across geographies. And we have also been first responder in disaster emergency situations. The people of Turkey saw that in February, as did those in Syria. Our commitment is understandably even greater closer home. When Sri Lanka experienced a severe economic crisis, it was India that first stepped forward. The Jal Jeevan Mission has in fact been a flagship initiative of the Modi government at home. Now, if you look abroad, that very objective has been executed by us in a major way in Tanzania, in Mozambique, in Maldives, and in Malawi. Or take electricity and its efficient transmission. Capabilities developed at home are being deployed today in Bhutan, in Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Nigeria, Benin, and Gambia. Or let me draw your attention to health, which is so much in our minds after the COVID pandemic. Indian pharmaceuticals have helped to keep healthcare affordable and accessible the world over. Our Bhabha drone cancer treatment machines are today in use in Mongolia, in Uzbekistan, in Myanmar, and in Kenya, among others. Even our low-cost pharmacies, which are called Jan Aushadhi Kendras, are beginning to get attention abroad, starting with Mauritius. And in fact, the supply of Jan Aushadhi medicines is ongoing to Nauru and to Guyana. Our renewable experiences are also being similarly shared through the International Solar Alliance. Similarly, our disaster preparedness is being done through the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Most important, digital public infrastructure, whose benefits all of you personally experience every day in India. It is today receiving global traction. Among those who have shown interest include Sri Lanka, Kenya, Tanzania, Colombia, Cuba, and Angola. The same logic is also visible when it comes to capacity building. Our objective is to create capabilities on a sustainable basis in other societies, drawing on our experiences and learnings. They can extend from the big to the small, from the complex to the obvious, from the creative to the routine. Be it engineers in Zanzibar or solar mamas in the Pacific, from vocational training to information technology, from improving tax systems to ensuring security, India's partnership footprint is large and growing. It spans the exchanges of trainers and students to ensuring distance education and virtual health training. So I urge you to recall the adage of giving a man a fish versus teaching him how to fish. We in India advocate the second, the lifetime solution. And they have seen with their own eyes that India is that rare civilizational state which is today reclaiming its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. The return of pride in our heritage and traditions will surely be a message that they will carry back to their respective countries. And with that, a sense of a self-confident India that is not only the most populous nation and the fourth largest economy, but also a polity with a long view of opportunities and challenges. Now, precisely because the world is so volatile and uncertain, it is essential that we consciously develop an approach of self-reliance. This should not be confused for a rejection of international relationships or of insulating ourselves from the world. In today's context, it means having the essential capacities within our national control to the extent possible. Obviously, that would be more expansive in a case of a larger nation like India. But after the experience of COVID and the rampant leveraging of economic and financial tools, these are increasingly necessary precautions. Various countries will naturally give their own specific expression to this commitment, to this search for self-reliance. In India, it has primarily taken the form of what we call Make in India, as well as greater usage of our products and practices. Capabilities and confidence developed together, and advocacy of our talent and skills is very much part today of India's development. The mood here reflected the struggle to overcome challenges, especially those of resource paucity. It is therefore vital at this midway that we expand our capacities and regain our confidence. As the largest contributor to meeting SDG targets, India's achievements should give heart to others on this journey. After all, the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index records that we have halved the global MPI value in the last 15 years, lifting 415 million people out of poverty. That progress has now moved on to a higher level with ambitious socio-economic initiatives covering financial inclusion, food and nutrition, health and water supply, as well as energy and housing. We are seeking to demonstrate that social welfare need not be the sole prerogative of the developed world. Excellencies, programs underway in India highlight the transformational role of digital delivery of public goods. In the recent counter-terrorism Operation Sindoor, it was notable that our indigenous technologies played a very successful part. There could be no better refutation of those who publicly ran down Make in India and undermined national self-confidence. I really hope that students going back to their respective countries carry back this message, this lesson. It may enthuse them to think of similar endeavors at home. Just as nations have built their image, individuals too have their own branding. They develop their own reputation. India has entered the Amrit Kaal, a quarter century where greater progress and transformation awaits us. We are confident that our talent and creativity, now so visibly unleashed, will power us forward. The world saw a glimpse of what is to come when our Chandrayaan-3 landed on the moon. Today, our message to the world is in digitally enabled governance and delivery, in the widening ambit of amenities and services, in rapidly growing infrastructure, and in our energetic startup culture. It is visible too in vibrant cultural expressions such as in the arts, yoga, wellness, and lifestyle. Our latest assertion is in a path-breaking legislation to reserve 1/3 of the seats for women in our legislatures. At a personal level, allow me today to offer 3 thoughts for your pathway ahead. 1. Develop strong work habits early in life. It will make you serious and credible as a person. Avoid becoming shallow because, believe me, that trait has no shelf life. 2. It is a competitive world, and understandably, all of us strive most to win, but do not stoop low for that reason, even if others. And 3. Take on responsibilities. Take on responsibilities because there is no better teacher in the world. Those who have never shouldered responsibilities will remain immature without the gravitas to lead. The timelessness of friendships is another great gift you carry, and I know that it will stand you all in very good stead. You have today done your country, your family, but most important, you have done yourselves proud through your achievements. I wish you all the very best for your growth, for your success, for your happiness. Thank you very much.